Yes, our dear friends, here we are with Madame Balinda Sharon. I can say she's different from the many friends we've had, for how we can call her a pioneer. She has been in more than 4 missions. And if you listen from her experiences, she has a lot to tell us. First, most of the friends, we can say from Kampala International University, Seventh-day Adventist Association, know her very well, that she's a dedicated woman in the work of God. Would love to know more about her experiences. Would love to learn from her, we as the youth, so that when we are raising our children to come, we can understand the right principles. First, in the way we do the work of God, and second, on how we interact with our fellow man. Our friend Balinda Sharon, you can share with us some different things you've had in the different missions, and also how different is this mission from the previous missions? We need to know, if possible, some of the fundamental principles that can govern our lives, especially when we decide to do the work of
God. Thank you very much, my brother David. Mission is a wonderful experience that you can ever have. I talk about mission for serving God. When you give your life to the service of God, you will never lack and you will never regret why you gave in your time and your life. This is my 50th mission that I've held in my life. I used to have others, but I never used to come. But though it has been for a short period, 1 month, but has been wonderful because every mission has its own experience. They will never be the same. But one thing that is common in all missions is that you see the providence of God. It remains constant. Once you've started mission, you will never lack, whether it is food, even if someone has a chronic illness or he gets it in mission, they always heal in a way that you can't understand. And there is that peace you feel when you're with your fellows, you're serving God, doing door-to-door Bible studies, opening scriptures to these people who don't know even how to open the Bible. And when you're teaching them, you see how attentive they are. When you open up the light of God to them, you see how they welcome it. That one gives you joy, and you get more vigor to share the word of God with more households. So this mission of Chihihi, we found the community members, okay, they were welcoming, they would welcome us, they have been welcoming us, but the challenge we found there is that they have not completed their studies. They are not consistent in studying. It's like as if for them, they can welcome you once, but the second time, they will not always welcome you. But every mission has its own challenge. There are some areas we've gone, people welcome you, they listen to all 28 studies, but they hardly decide. But this side, people were not welcoming, but those ones who are able to come to the public meeting, most of them, they have decided for baptism. And we thank God. God has different ways how he can touch the hearts of his children. Those ones maybe who are listening along the roadsides are the ones who decided even more than those ones who could reach one-on-one. So that's the experience of Chihihi mission that I've found in this side of Kanu.
Yeah, thank you so much, our sister Sharon. You know, we want to be honest. There's a lot that we've heard from you, and many youth have desired always to come closer to you. What is that thing in your life that has always most motivated you to say that no matter the circumstances, I will always serve you? I'm well convinced that you had and you still have things in your life that we are making you busy, but you decide. What motivates you every moment? And above all, what advice can you give to the youth? For we know, Bible tells us We need to remember our Creator in the days of our youth. For we know when we grow up, the things that we do right now, we might not do them. How best can you advise the youth to involve in the work of God? No matter how much we might be busy in our different careers, in the different things we might have in life, what word, that one word that you can tell to the youth that can encourage them? And from your personal experience, you can share with us. So that when we decide to work for God, you can say, like our sister Sharon, she stood by this principle, and we believe because it's a principle of God, we can also win and we can also. That one principle or that one word you would love to give unto us, the youth, and encourage us not to be discouraged in this life of sin.
Thank you, my brother David. One thing that has encouraged me to keep working for God is that every time, over there days or weeks or months that I spend to work for God, God has miraculously paid me in the way that I can't tell. I got motivated to work for God when I was even still young, below 10 years, because I grew up. And in church, they used to tell us the only mission we have on this earth is to share the truth with the rest of our neighbors. But by that time, I had not learned the principles on how I can share the gospel. So the little that I could get, even I was shy until I grew up. But my heart was always to do the work of God, to share the truth with someone. And I ever prayed for it until when I reached Kampala International University, I found a group of students who had the same speech like the one I had. They learned serving God. That was 2017 to 2019. And before I got married, I prayed for God to unite me with someone who also has a heart for mission, a heart for serving God. Someone who won't stop me from moving in different places here and there to serve the Lord. And God answered the prayer fervently, and I thanked Him because the work I do is for Him. So what motivates me is the things we do. Money is not evil. Working is not evil. But work will never end. And our needs, they will never expire. But the little time we give in God, it is that time which God will record as the time worthy that we spent. But this time we give to our bosses, okay, they are not bad, or our families, they should not be a priority, but though they are important, but the first priority should be the time to spend with God. So the advice I give to the most of the youths is that we are living in a world of changes. And when you come into contact with your fellow youths, you learn their experiences. And the challenge you had in life, you may find when it has been solved. Than if you remain alone in your room, in your workplace, with people who are not of your faith, or with your fellow church members whom you meet every day. But when you come for mission, you meet with several people from different directions, and they give you their experiences, and you feel like, oh, even if you had a challenge, you feel like God is on my side even though I have a challenge. So you remain smiling, you remain happy, even people's health has improved, especially when they're in mission. Because the first principle for why we do mission is that it puts you in the center of God's activity. And when you're in the center of God's activity, you can't be idle. The blessings of God are there because it again says that mission brings joy to the heart of God. So whenever you think about bringing joy to the heart of God, you feel like I have to do it. So that's what has motivated me saying that this world at one time will end. The time I spend in other things may not even be accountable for me. But the time I spend with God is more worth it. So some people think we work because we have no jobs or what? We have jobs. We have families to cater for. We have children to attend to. We have husbands to attend to. But God is first. So when we put God first, the rest they move smoothly. Your family, your friends, your job, they move smoothly. So if you have work, you can request for a leave. You can first pray about it, and when you go to your boss, they will allow you because they have allowed me several times. And you'll do God's work. Don't fear. The only thing you can do is to serve God when you're still a youth. Otherwise, if you wait, maybe after marriage or what, things will not be the same.
Wow, from a person who's experienced, when I was challenged, when she said that even during the time when she was pregnant, when a call came in, she responded positive. Being honest is challenging in most cases for women. It is challenging for a woman to say, I will stand, I will go and respond to the call. It is amazing. The way our sister Sharon has said, when we pray, we believe that God is willing to answer our prayers in accordance to His will. God united her with a person that would give her liberty to do the work of God. She has said, our needs will never expire. We are continuing to work until we sleep in the dust of the earth. But we thank God that we have such a person. And it's our prayer that every moment we meet such people, we can be blessed. But as we are concluding, we can just request from you, our sister, Sharon, that if you look closely, even in the present mission that we are concluding, we find it challenging for ladies or for women to be, can I say, completely involved in the work of God. How best can you, I would say convincing, what are some of, we are told by God Himself, by the principles that are, by the promises that are in His Word. How best can you, I will use the word convince, women by your example? Because the Bible tells us, be followers. It was Paul. Meaning that by the right example, people can look up to you and they can be like, I will go and do the work of God. Like Sister Sharon, what are some of the things you can call them to be attracted to so that they might be blessed also in the work of God? Because sometimes they say, if its mission is for gents only, it's for men. But we've seen all the years you've had, it is hard for a woman to leave her home where she has just even, you said, it was like 1 month, 4 weeks, when they had just been officially, the heavens had just recorded that this couple now is supposed to continue their life, and she left. How amazing it is. What is that thing you can advise the girls to look into, not for us only gents, that the mission is for us men, but also them to be attracted to it, for God is going to reward us the same way. If a woman has done 100%, she'll be blessed 100%. If a gent has done 50, we'll be blessed according to the 50. So our sister Sharon, what is that thing you can call your fellow ladies to come and they see or they taste, like the psalmist says, test and see the goodness of our Lord? What are some of the things you can tell our ladies, your fellow women, to do so that we can also stand up and do the work of God, so that Christ can come?
Well, the advice I can give to my fellow ladies to get involved in the work of God is that every spiritual woman, they need, every woman, they need a spiritual man, someone who is strong in God. But remember also, that spiritual man you want is also looking for a spiritual woman. You cannot be spiritual and you want a spiritual husband, because that spiritual husband also, when he's praying, he prays for a spiritual man. So mission or doing God's work has no gender. Both men and women should be involved. Especially my fellow youth, the ladies. You are influential. You have capability to influence the community when you decide to do what is right. So my say is, do not hide yourselves or shield yourselves. Actually, when you come into mission, as I've said, you become too much of the Lord's. People will lie. The more you use your capabilities to work for God, the more God expands them. And there is no man who would wish to take a woman who is not influential in their lives. People have got best husbands in missions. I'm not saying mine, I got him in missions, but I'm giving an example. And you make a lot of friends. Whenever you get a problem, or maybe you get a wedding, these friends you've come into contact with, they come to your help. You don't feel lonely. So ladies, do not hide there. Come and work for God. That is my call to all ladies.
Yeah, thank you so much, our sister Sharon. It has been amazing to have you. Yeah, thank you so much, our friends. She has gone to attend to Joshua, her first son. It's amazing to find such a lady, very committed to do the work of God, yet she has a family. It's amazing. I can only say God is willing to bless us. The reward is assured. Let's come together. We need to leave this sinful world. We need to taste the blessings of God. May the good Lord bless you.